Hi! So today I'm going to do a little demo on eyeshadow for a hooded eye. As you can see, I have this nice bit here, which is lovely. I've also got quite dim turned eyes as well, and I've got a really short eye space, which if you have eyes that are lovely and lifted and all this eye space, it makes sort of easy eyeshadow application. Things that are a little bit trickier with my sort of eye shape. So hopefully there's a few tips and tricks you can pick up from. I do apologise if the video stops and starts. I have a 4-year-old running around. So to start off, I've done all my skincare and I put my eye cream on. Now, first off, going with a base for your eyeshadow. There's eye primers and there's also concealers that you can use for this. And be really careful to see what concealer that you use, that it's not going to be too drying on your eyelid or too that's going to crease. We want this to create a blank canvas. Now you don't need to slather it on, there's no need for that, just a tiny bit, and it's quite a dense fluffy brush, and you're going to pat that all over the eyelid right up to your eyebrow. I've got a mirror here, so if I'm looking off, that's where I'm looking. And that will sort of cancel out any discoloration and just give you a nice even base. There are colour correctors out there if you are particularly dark around the eyes or maybe have some yellow tones. That is available as well, but I'm just using sort of an eye primer that matches my kind of skin colour a little bit underneath. So already that's evened everything out. I am using a palette by Smashbox today. This is really good if you have sensitive eyes like I do. There's some beautiful palettes out there, but I find that a lot of them are too much for my eyes to take. So to start off with, quite a condensed, again, little stubby brush, and going to use 3 shades. So go for your mid shade, and I'm going to stick to the sort of neutrals today, which is this like tan taupe colour. And you're gonna, so with a hooded eye, your crease is kind of disguised because of the hooded area. So you can see where my eye naturally creases there. We're going to go slightly above that. So in here. And just press that colour in. And with these shadows, these are really pigmented, so you don't need to put a lot of effort in building up the colours. And this is kind of your mid shade. And that's going to help us create a kind of new crease and knock that hooded bit back. The trick with hooded eyes is to really play with the lights and the shadows to kind of create new contours. So once you're happy with that, I've got a nice fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend that in. Go back in with a little bit more. You see I'm taking it just that wee bit higher than where my crease is naturally. Because when I open my eyes, a lot of it disappears. Don't hold your eye up like this when you're doing your eyeshadow either, because when you let go, all your hard work will disappear. So a little bit more of that in there. And that has created our new shadow line and our new crease. And you're just blending that ever so slightly up and out just to soften the colour. The next step is to add a further shadow in here to sort of smoke that out. Now we're not going to go too dark, we're going to go up to this brown colour here. Now I know Wilma, you said you had blue eyes, so blue eyes are really lucky, they pretty much suit everything. But these sort of neutral shades are a great thing for any eye colour. And you're going to pop this in this corner, so you're making like a V shape. You're going along your lash line a little bit and kind of halfway across the crease. And that's going to define that outer edge, and again just creating a shadow to knock this hooded bit back when it comes to viewing. Another tip when you are doing any eyeshadow is always do your eyes first. This palette's not too bad, you don't get a lot of fallout, but some palettes, especially if you go really deep and dark with the colours or bright, there's a lot of fallout. And you're just going to use that same fluffy brush to blend it into that V shape. Oh, don't poke yourself in the eye. And I've got it in my hand. Quickly my brush, and also take it underneath just a little bit too. Now with this end, you're wanting to sort of lift this whole area, so I'm going to, not a cat eye, but I am going to try and focus on my energy and bringing the makeup to lift this side of my face. So I'm not going to make it really rounded or come down. I want it to, when I'm blending, blend it up and out, because that will help with the lift as well. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more of this darker shade. Right in there. And then I'm going to bring it into this side too. Sadly with hooded eyes or really deep set eyes, you don't get the benefits of doing a cut crease. So this is like a halo eye. So we're going to put that second shade in the corner. And again, just blend it in. And when we're blending, we're going to blend up and out. So that's going to push the corner and the end, the inside and external corner of your eye back, as well as your socket line or your crease line. And you're leaving this sort of middle area of your lid bare. And just keep going over to diffuse the colour. Now the darkest shade I'm going to go in with this is this sort of brown. A smoky eye doesn't mean black. It can definitely include black, but it doesn't mean that you need to go guns blazing with the black. And again, I'm focusing on that V, that outer V corner, and along the lash line, just on the sort of last third of the line. And then up and out with your blending and into the crease. Now I have a lot of makeup brushes, but you don't need that many. If you have a fluffy brush and a sort of denser brush, and maybe something a little bit finer for doing underline work, like that, or detailed work. I'm going to put the tiniest amount in this inner corner, just to sort of connect it through. I need to do this with the mirror, I can't see. And if you go overboard, don't worry, It's just makeup, it could be fixed. So I'm going to take my little stubby brush here and I'm going to go in with that mid shade and, oops, sorry, take it underneath my lash line, right along, and blend it out. And again with that darker shade. Just to connect all together. So, from here, if you do have any bits that you're not keen on or want to tidy up, you can go back in with a cotton bud or a little bit of concealer. I'm going to do just the tiniest bit in here to brighten that corner back up. Oops. Now in most eyeshadow palettes you will have quite a bright cream shade. Now that's really good for going back in and highlighting along here without using a highlighter. If you don't have to use the sort of glittery highlighters if you don't want to. Just to always make sure you go back in quickly and blend any lines. Now, as I was saying earlier, we were kind of wanting to play up with the shadows and the contours of your eye to bring, to disguise the hooded eye. And to do that, we've added our shadows, now we're going to add in our highlight. So this palette's got a really beautiful, like, champagne colour, and I've also picked up this champagne cream eyeshadow, so I'm going to use a bit of both. If you don't have a cream eyeshadow, you can just pop a little bit of concealer in the middle to help the eyeshadow stick. And this has just got a really sort of soft shimmer, and that'll help catch the light. Need to use the mirror again. And you've got to place that right in the centre of your lid to help bring that forward. And over the top of that, I'm going to place a little bit of the powder shadow. And again, using your blending brush, just blend that in around the side. And go in with your finger. And also pop a bit on the lower lash line as well. Now with this shape, you're kind of almost creating a triangle shape on it so that you're covering more of the lash line than you are in at the crease. Some shimmer shadows do work better just being pressed on with your finger, like that. And I'm going to take a little bit of that same shade and just pop a bit in this corner here to brighten that up, just a tiny bit, and a little bit along the brow bone. So that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow. I'm quite happy with that. But everything else around the face can really help lift your eye as well. So my brow hair is really flat, usually grows downwards, which obviously doesn't help. I like to get my brows laminated, and that helps lift this sort of corner of my eye up. This is a clear brow gel, brow mascara, and I brush them up, the hairs up, to try and lift that area again. And then I have this, who does this pencil? Benefit. It's a micro filling pen, and it's got tiny little felt tip pens on it, and I think it's really good for filling in your brows without creating a blocky look. This mimics hairs. So I go in and start at the bottom and just gently flick the pen up and focus on going up and out to help create a more lifted brow. obviously I'm quite dark haired, so I've got, I think this is the deep brown shade. If you are quite fair, they do have really nice taupe shades and lighter ones to fill in. So once you've done that, you can see that. That's that. And you can go back in with the brow pencil again. You can also do your brows with a normal pencil, with a pomade, with a powder, whatever suits you and your taste, that's fine. One last thing I'm going to do to sort of lift up that eye is using this really angled brush and that dark brown shade is almost create a soft winged eyeliner look. So to do this best, open your eyes, look straight at the camera and put in your line here. And again, that's just going to help lift that corner. Again, it doesn't need to be a black line, and keep it quite soft. And you could pretty much recreate this with any shade. You don't even need to go as dark as what this brown is. You can stick to sort of lighter colours. I'm just blending that out. And again, onto lashes. This will help lift your eye again. Curl them. Looking forward to the putting on mascara face as always. There's some really good mascaras out on the market just now that kind of lift and curl your lashes as well as lengthen them. And this is one of my favourites at the minute. And curling them beforehand or maybe getting a lash lift will really help open up your eyes as well. And then on the bottom, I don't go too close into the roots, I just sort of skim over the tips of the lash hairs to help open up my eye. If you do happen to get mascara on your eyeshadow masterpiece, leave it to let it dry and that will come off so much easier than trying to wipe it off. To finish this off, I would use either a cream or a nude eyeliner in the waterline. I can't find mine, so that is pretty much it for today. So you can see the difference. You're taking advantage of the lights and the shadows on your eye to create a new shadow and interest on your eye without feeling that the hooded bit is getting in the way. So I will finish the rest of my makeup and post a picture. If there's any questions, just ask and I'm happy to do any more little tutorial videos. So have a good day. Bye. Oh.